well. Don't get it. There's a purpose.
God created you for a purpose, and that purpose must come to pass. Enough is enough. Stand up, leave them behind, tell them I'm going somewhere.
Somebody is holding a position until the right owner comes. Somebody here must go home with a blessing.
I will overtake them. I will overtake them. If you believe that, shout hallelujah.
Christ in you is the hope of glory. Behold, I give unto you power. Psalm 23. Feast. Everybody say feast. Say feast. Psalm 23. Read verse 5.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Today's feast is the feast of the table. You can be seated. Thou preparest a table before me. I will begin with question. Who prepared this table? Huh? I'm not hearing you. You are correct. Not your pastor. Not your mother. Not your father. But who? I know you know it offhand. But cool. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Can you imagine that? The best way for you to have this feast is in the presence of your enemies. Don't conclude that it's an old issue. The word of God is ever new and old. So relax and let us take the trip. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Table appears so many times in the Bible. There are so many tables, but who prepared the table? Because there's a table that will be prepared, you won't even come near. But this one is a well-prepared table. God himself is the steward. He guides his apron and call you to dine in table. God Almighty, the creator of the ends of the earth, will serve you tonight. I say he will serve you. Feast. What kind of food do you think that he prepared for you? Any choice? Make a choice. Make a choice before I go on. No choice. So you are not ready to eat. Make a choice. Open check. Just as I said, the feast tonight is the feast of the table. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. What kind of table is this? It depends on your choice. God is versatile. Any table you choose, so shall it be. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Why? Do you know your enemies? Huh? You don't know. You don't know your enemies. Why do you come? Or you have not heard that we're having a feast. Are we going to have that feast in Sheraton Hotel? No, in the presence of our enemy. Don't run. Nobody will harm you, even though it's in the presence of your enemies. Thou preparest a table before me. God is all wise. The best place for you to eat your food this time is in the presence of your enemy. The steward is God himself. God is the cook. What kind of table do you think you have? Table serves for many things. Let me tell you what is on the table before we continue. You can use table as a conference table. Conference. Hello? Conference table. So, those of you who are waiting for documents, you apply for job, you are waiting for them to call you interview, because you have no godfather there. They throw your application off this day, this time. God will put your result on the table. Let the devil go to blazes. God has set a table before you in the presence of your... Let me tell you some part of your enemy. You know that time you apply, sister, that time you apply now, one thing or the other, because they told you, let us go out with you. You say, no, I'm a Christian. You say, okay, come and take it now. They declare you to be their enemies. And it's like that up till now. Until you go out with me, no job. Not so? If you are having such an experience, this service is for you. You're a business brother or sister. You want to make that move to have a good business. They say you are not from our place. You are not from my place. You will tell them after the service that you are not from their place. Their place is so small. You have a higher place. And you will invite them. You will invite them to come and see the food you eat. Because God will allow them to see your latest position. You will eat in the presence of those people who rejected you. They will envy you. They will say, had we known. Too late. God has set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Let them go to blazes. You will come out smoking. God has set a table. Oh, God has set a table. I'm pointing to you. God has set a table before you. In the presence of your enemies. If they like, let them go and commit suicide. That is their business. And they will all shout, the God of this brother is God. Let his God be our God. Let her God be our God. In the presence of your enemies, God will set a table. Those who mock you that since you come to Lagos, you are carrying paper, no job. I know what it is. If you have no job and nothing to go with, if you pass them, they will be looking at you, you have come to beg again. Now so beg is the beg. You will invite them at your table. Let them come and see what God can do. In the presence of your accusers, God will set a table before you. In the presence of... They will be, when God finish with you, they will be surprised. The other day, that year, or that week, that month, your neighbor splash water on you. Wow! And look at you. Oh, now you? You say, oh God, this, what have I done? You splash the water on my shirt. And he will tell you, go to court. You will invite them to feast. They will see where God is blessing you. They will look at you eating and eating in the presence of your enemies. I like one testimony I received from this church. Very striking testimony. He was living with a landlord or near the landlord. I don't know what happened. Landlord was making a younger, something like that. And the brother prayed prayer. I don't know the contents of his prayer. But one thing I know, that God answered and set a table before him in the presence of his enemy. The landlord that had been harassing him one way or the other. This brother, God gave him a land. And the place where he got the land was near his landlord's house. And this brother started to build a house. Like play. He finished the upstairs near the landlord. And I think his house is bigger than the landlord's house. The man was looking at is it not my former tenant? How managed? Bro, wait. In the presence of his former, God built him a house. In the presence of his enemies, God surprised him. This is a time for good surprise. No matter what is going on now, this season is your season. In the presence of your enemies, they will see you eat. Those who mock you will be surprised. Those who flash water on you because you have no car, they will see you riding beast. Do you know what I mean by beast? Messages. There's a Mercedes Benz they call Beast. Heavy. Heavy. You will ride Beast. It's not only Antichrist that is Beast. My sister, don't look at yourself as a little guy, poor guy. How many miracles will make you to go up? Huh? Just one. I like that. Just one will lift you up from dungeon to the pinnacle. Is there anything hard for God to do? The next person on the line for this miracle is you. God has set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. My brother, stop crying. Your God is alive. Doubt your own doubt. If your God is dead, come to my God. My God is alive. Don't you hear what he said? He said, Ezekiel, can these bones rise again? Ezekiel said, thou knowest. He said, prophesy to the bones. And Ezekiel said, hear ye, bones. And the bones came forth as a mighty army. My God will make it for you. Those who laugh at you because you have nothing, you haven't gotten any child. No child. Hey, feast, this feast, this feast. Choose twins you like. Choose 2 babies you like. Whether a girl or a boy and a girl. God will give you a feast of children. Welcome to the feast. Are you hearing me? I don't want to miss you on the way. Welcome to the feast. Children will suck your breast. Is that a child? That's more child. You know, I was preaching in Onisha, in one church. God moved. And one sister, not yet married, she was to marry. When God was moving and moving, I said, some of you will have children, plenty children. He shouted, I will have 7. She said she will have 7. Make a choice this feast. Make your own choice. What kind of feast do you want God to have for you? Table. The feast of the table. He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Those who mock you will come to your feast. Where are they coming? They are coming to see the wonders of God. God will surprise them. I say God will surprise them. When God is surprising them, God will turn to you to surprise you for better. Welcome to feast. I say welcome to feast. Relax. You are taking your own portion. You are taking your own portion. How long is the table? How long? Is it a furniture table or glass table? It is not man-made. It is heavenly table which no carpenter can build. The man who built that table is the man who made you. Any man who can make you, let him make the table. But if any man cannot make you, let them go and sit down. The only person who can make that table is the man who make you. After making you, he look at you. He shook head. He said, very good. It's very good. You are the one. Your table will be set before you in the presence of your. Go and tell them. Let me give you a typical example of what I'm talking about. Not only that he will set a table before you, he will set it before the people who mock you. So that they will see the goodness of God. Your God is a good God. Your God is a high God. Your God is the creator of heaven and earth. Your God is the one who spoke and there was light. Your God is God indeed. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is the one who is making this table. Let me give you an example. You know it. I'm not telling you what you don't know. There was my senior brother. His name is Joseph in the Bible. He's my senior brother. He came before me. He lived his life and led the example for me. So Ezekiel, don't bother. Look at me. I passed through this way. Joseph had other brothers who don't believe in him. But Joseph's father, Jacob, sewed coats of many colors for him. They envy him. That somebody is envying you is a token of greatness. Those people who envy you, time is coming when they will come to your feast table. They will see how God has so much blessed you. Joseph told them the dream. They call him Mr. Dreamer. Coat of many colors. Is that what it has come to your head? Because our dad sold you coat of many colors. They don't understand the coat of many colors. They think that it's ordinary coat. It's not ordinary coat. It's not coat red here, black here, white here. If you wear that, you're a masquerade. But it's not. It is inward character. Many colors. Bring Joseph to any time of the year. He will fit in. He is capable of handling any situation. Coat of many colors. Bring any color. Joseph will come out champion. Follow me. They conspired, finally put him in a well, in a pit. He survived. They brought him out of the pit and sold him out to Ishmaelites. God started his work to set a table before him in the presence of his enemies. Can you imagine pit to be a table? That is how God works. Don't murmur. Your day of shining is coming. There is D-Day. There is D-Day for you. There is appointed time for you. Do you know that appointed time? the day you will celebrate a feast. The time for your celebration is here. The brothers sold him to the Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites put him on a slave market. Can I tell you something? Do you know why cassock, you know cassock? Pastor's cassock. That round thing. What is this for? What is this for? Huh? Do you say it's yoke? It's good. Do you know that thing is a yoke? They will put you in a ship, yoke all of you together, hook you. You can't run away. That's why somebody, if you ordain to be a pastor, they will put that yoke on you. You are not free. You can't urinate anywhere. You can't enter anywhere because you are yoked. They sold him as a slave. Put him on a slave market. God was watching Joseph. Joseph, I am with you. I will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Joseph could not understand. How? Where? Continue following this God. He is your shepherd. He maketh you to lie down because you don't know how to lie down. He is leading you in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though you walk through the valley of shadow of death, fear not. No, he is with you. His rod and staff comforts you. He prepared a table before you in the presence of your enemy. Here comes preparation. Joseph was sold to Potiphar. Devil came in. Potiphar, hand this boy over to your wife. Potiphar's wife, look at the boy. The Bible says he casted his eyes upon Joseph because Joseph was a handsome boy. But the casting on of the eyes is not a good one. It was an evil eyes. She wanted to seduce the boy. The boy said unto her, I can't do this evil in the sight of my God. God was looking. He triumphed on that. Another one come. From there to prison. Inside the prison, here comes a butler who dreamed dream. Joseph was there with his charismatic gift. He interpreted the dream. And one day, you know the story, I will cut it short. Pharaoh dreamed a dream. He did not understand. When God wants to set a table before you, he can turn Asherah upside down. Watch out. Something big is coming your way. When God wants to set a table before you, it will be a special table. Joseph was forgotten. Humanly speaking, he will be lamenting. This boy I helped. Look at what he did to me. Murmur not. Every step of a righteous man is ordered by the Lord. In the fullness of time, Joseph was forgotten. Pharaoh dreamed another dream. And he was told there was a slave boy in the prison who can interpret this your dream. A slave boy? What is he doing in the prison? Call him with immediate effect. Your miracle will come with immediate effect. I have seen in one of our crusades, when this kind of thing was said, I said, get ready. God will give you a work without application. And the next day, there was a testimony. They just called this brother without application. Nothing, no qualification. Say, come and start work. How? You are qualified. Your own is coming. Nobody can take your position. Why? Because God has set a table before you. If I, your pastor, is the one who set the table, don't trust me. But this is beyond my power. This is beyond any human power. God has set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Relax. And finally, they called Joseph to come and interpret. He interpreted the dream. Pharaoh said, what are you doing in the prison? You have such a gift? How come about you are in the prison? Joseph said, now so. From henceforth, come out. Come out from that prison. There's a table set before you. After me, Pharaoh, the next person is you. God has set a table in the presence of your enemies. He became second in command. The day they celebrated Joseph, they threw a party. Listen to me. I perceive. They threw a party. Joseph threw a party. Why? He said, please tell all those people who persecuted me to come to the feast. All of them, from those people who put me in the pit, to Potiphar's wife, to the slave, those who sold me to slavery. Tell them to come to my table. They all assembled. Joseph begin to say, I will call some people on the high table to my feast, to join me to celebrate this feast. Mrs. Potiphar, go up. She went to high table. They said, now you do this thing to this boy. Next, he called them one by one, one by one. He said, I thank God for you because you did me this evil. If not this evil, I will not be up here. All things are working together for good. God has set a table before you in the presence of your. Relax. Chill. You don't know why that thing is coming to you. God is preparing a table. He called them to the high table. All of you come. They were there jittering. What is going on? It's not this boy with jail. It's not. I am Joseph. You are now eating at my table. My brother, my sister here, listen to me. Listen to your pastor. All those people who oppose you, who say all manner of evil against you, you will invite them the day you will be promoted. You will invite them. When they receive your invitation, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? I am brother so. I am sister so. Ah! Oh, I know him in CPM. I mean that man in CPM? That man who was poor. What happened? How come about? Tell them. The Lord has set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You plan to do me bad, but God set a table before me in your presence, that you may know that God is God. My sister, when God finishes with your enemy, they will say, let your God be their God. You remember the day you beg the money, they don't give you. When the fullness of time comes, and this is the time, when God finishes with them, you will celebrate a party. You will call them. Come and sit at the high table and see somebody you neglected. For God has set a table before me in the presence of my. You will go home with a feast. No carpenter can imitate your table. Nobody can imitate your position. You are special. I say you are special. You are. You are special. Congratulations. Clap your hand for yourself, for your God. There's a boy in my village. The father was poor. The boy himself was poor. And God began to work. No do. The boy went high. Do you know what they're calling him now? I think, okay, millionaire. He became a millionaire. Because he was a millionaire, they are calling him chairman this, chairman this. You are chairman here. You see, they neglected you before. But now, your day has come. They will be calling you to cheer this, cheer this, cheer that, cheer that. Cheer, in the presence of your enemy. If your God is there, try my God. He will never disappoint you. He's alive forevermore. In the presence of your enemies. That is where he will set your table. The enemy has no choice. They will watch you eat. Joseph became the prime minister of Egypt. From nothing to something. From nothing to something. the day, his brothers who sold him came to him. I'm telling you, the spirit that is in Joseph is unique. Because if it is not a unique spirit, somebody who mess you up like this, at the end of the day, he fell to your trap. I will close, but I will read a place. I will read a place. At the end of this reading, I want you to call all those people who persecuted you by faith. Those who say you will never be somebody. This is a feast. Call them to sit and look at you, for you will make it. In the fullness of time, you will make it. Can I tell you something? Huh? The best in your life is yet to come. Never you say, poor me. That is the language of the enemy. Let God finish his work in you. Read Genesis 45 for me, we close. Genesis 45. Genesis 45, read.
Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them.
That is finally, do you know what? They gathered before Joseph. Joseph could not reveal himself to them. Joseph knows them, but they don't know Joseph. They don't know Joseph, but Joseph knows them. God will alter your position that those who know you before will not know you again. For God will so immerse you with blessing. People will ask him, who is this? Who is this big man? Who is this thick madam? Sister, do you know that you are thick? You are thick in the spirit. Devil cannot penetrate you. If he is penetrating you before, not after this feast. You will eat this feast, you will be thick. Genesis 45. Read.
Then Joseph could not refrain himself.
He could not refrain himself after seeing his brothers tattered. The brothers tattered, looking like beggars. But he himself, the prime minister. Look at them. These are the people who sold me. I refrain myself. Read.
Before all them that stood by him.
Before all them that stood by him.
And he cried.
He cried.
Cause every man to go out from him.
Cause every man. Because they don't know him. But Joseph knows them. He caused every man, in every Egyptian to go. Go. Give me chance. And they gave him chance.
And there stood no man with him.
There stood no man with him.
Why Joseph made himself known unto his brethren.
How did he make himself known? I ask you a question. How did he make himself known to his brothers? How? Do you know how? Huh? Did you know how he made himself known to the brothers? When others have gone, it's now family. He said, my brothers and Joseph. They doubt. They say no. But there's one thing that we know Egyptian and Israelis. He said, wait, I'm Israeli. A citizen of no mean city. Wait, let me show you that I'm a Hebrew. And you're just, and your brother. He zipped down his trouser. He said, can I ask you, have you seen any Egyptian circumcised? They said, no, I am circumcised. When they saw him, a covenant sign on the body of Joseph. I am Joseph, whom you betrayed. I am Joseph, whom you sold. I am your brother. I am he. They wept. Read on. He zipped down so that they may see his circumcision.
And he wept aloud.
He wept aloud.
And the Egyptians of the house of Pharaoh heard.
They heard it.
And Joseph said unto his brethren,
Joseph said unto his brethren,
I am Joseph.
I am Joseph.
Wait,
I like that. When God will finish blessing you, when you go home, altered face, altered, because you'll be more handsome, more beautiful. They will ask, who is this? And he will say, I am he, Joseph. Go ahead.
Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him.
His brethren could not answer him. They were
They
dumbfounded.
were troubled at his presence.
Some people will trouble at your presence. Do you know your presence has glory? You have glorious presence. God will show you in this feast that you are not ordinary.
And Joseph said unto his brethren,
Joseph said unto his brethren,
Come near to me,
come near to me.
I pray thee.
I prayed.
And they came near.
They came near.
And he said,
I
am Joseph,
am Joseph,
your brother.
your brother. He was naked before them so that they will see the covenant. See the covenant. See the sign of covenant. I am Joseph, your brother.
Whom you sold into Egypt.
Oh. Whom you sold into Egypt as a slave.
Now
therefore,
be not grieved,
don't be grieved.
nor angry with yourselves.
Not angry with yourself. Not with me, but
That you
yourself.
sold me Peter.
That you sold me to Egypt.
For God did send me before you
For God did send me there for you
to preserve life.
to preserve life. Do you know why they sacked you in the office? Do you know why they treated you that kind of treatment? They will by your everything know that your God is a God of covenants. Read.
For these 2 years,
For these 2 years,
had the famine been in the land,
the famine had been in the land.
and yet there are 5 years
Yes, there are 5 years more.
in which there shall neither be nor harvest. And God sent me before you
God sent me before you
to preserving a posterity in the earth,
to preserve a posterity, a heritage in the land,
and to save your lives by great deliverance.
to save your life by great deliverance.
So now,
it
was not you
was not you
that sent me hither,
that sent me hither,
but God.
but God.
And he had made me.
Now, everyone say, but God. Say, but God. Spell but. What does that mean? Say what? What does it mean? B-U-T. Bringing you treasure. Treasures will come to you. Treasures of wisdom. Treasures of money. But God.
He has made me a father to Pharaoh.
This is Pharaoh, an old king, small boy. God made him to be a father unto him.
And the Lord of all his house.
And the Lord of all his house.
And and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt.
A ruler of the land throughout the land of Egypt.
Go up to my father.
Go up to my father.
Say unto him.
Say unto him.
Thus says thy son Joseph.
Thus said thy son Joseph.
God hath made me Lord of all Egypt.
God has made me Lord of all Egypt.
Come down unto me.
Come down unto me.
And tarry not.
This will be your testimony. That person they neglected in the village has become something else. I'm talking to somebody who is blessed. I don't know the name of your village. Don't fear. There's a name. There's a village. The name Otonkom. It's a good name. Whether you are from Otonkom or from anywhere, you are going home as a king. Read.
Thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen.
Listen to this. From now on, because God has set a table before you. Thou shalt dwell where?
In the land of Goshen.
Bulala.
Thou shalt be near unto me.
Thou shalt be near unto me.
Thou and thy children.
Thou and thy children.
And thy children children.
And thy children children.
And thy flock.
And thy
And
flock.
thy heads.
And the heads.
And all that thou hast.
And all that thou hast.
And there will I nourish thee.
There I will. You are entering into another stage. God will nourish you. The table set before you is apart, but God will begin to nourish you. He will nourish you inside. He will nourish you from head to toe. God will nourish you. Go home with this. I stop here. I stop here. God will nourish you. I say God will nourish you. Nothing is impossible with you because you have a God who nourishes you. God will nourish you. Oh no. God will nourish you. God will nourish somebody. I don't want anybody here. Is there anybody here that is ready for nourishment? What of here? 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 Shall we stand?
Join me. Also extends love and antenatal healthcare prayer sessions for expectant mothers and pregnant women every Wednesday at 4 p.m. prompt. And also every Thursday at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for Business Commission, where men and women are commissioned with grace to succeed in business, career, family life, and so on. At Christian Pentecostal Mission International Headquarters, 10 and 12 Latif Salami Street, Ajawa Estate, along Murtala Mohammed Airport Road, Lagos. This outreach, reaching out to the troubled souls. Don't miss it. CPM, Jesus Christ is Lord. God has a plan for you, a plan to give you a bright future. Come and experience expository teachings and a powerful prophetic breakthrough service this Sunday at Christian Pentecostal Mission International with God's anointed servants. Reverend Dr. O. Ezekiel, the General Overseer. Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, Co-Pastor, National and International Coordinator, and other anointed servants of God. Worship with us this Sunday at 8:30 a.m. at Christian Pentecostal Mission International Headquarters, 10 and 12 Latif Salami Street, Ajawa Estate, along Murtala Mohammed Airport Road, Lagos. You can also worship with any CPM International branch close to you. It will be a time of salvation, healing, deliverance in the presence of God. CPM, Jesus Christ is Lord.